Hey guys, what is up? Andrew coming at you. And as always, I have my setup here. I'm always kind of switching locations, and I don't always have the amount of time that I would like to get everything perfect. But I thought it'd be nice to come and try to answer some of your questions as I am traveling and still find the time. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel, and we'll go from here. I'm going to go through and read and try to answer questions if I can. Um, I'll find the time to make certain videos when I can. But one was that Murday said a cool thing would be to discuss myths about both Sweden and the U.S. or talk about different holidays and traditions. Well, I'll talk about a myth of the U.S. that I've seen. Unless you're like in a major city, or maybe it's a bad area crime-wise, I think one of the misconceptions is that everybody has guns out all the time or that there's gun violence constantly. And one of the things I always think about is a lot of times in the United States, a lot of neighborhoods, even though we do have guns, are very, very safe and very, very pleasant. I just came from my sister's neighborhood, and it was a neighborhood where everybody was saying hi every 2 seconds. And so I definitely think that would be a myth about the United States. I have to think more about Swedish myths off the top of my head, but I thought that could be, kind of a fun place to start here today. So that's where we're going there. Brienne says, "Hi Andrew, hope you have fun in Pittsburgh. Thanks for answering questions." And then the last comment was great. As nice it is to have a few videos from you a week, it's important to take care of yourself and take a break when you need it. The comments will be here when you get back and have fun with your girlfriend. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm having a great time, and I've been able to sit back and relax. I just think at least on YouTube, it's probably good to have 1 to 2 videos a week because I think that YouTube tends to reward you if you can be more active. And I would just hate to lose the momentum that I've started with this channel. So that's why I'm continuing with it. It's not like a selfish thing or whatever. I don't think so. I think it's because it's like my hobby. It's something I really enjoy doing on the side. And I'm still making sure that I have fun. Next one is Sweden was recently voted the hardest place in the world to make friends, and personally speaking, is in the last 4 years I've been here, and I've only made gym buddies and nothing more. It's depressing. Humans are not meant to live alone. Humans are species we designed to live in packs, not in separated bubbles. I think it is hard to make friends in Sweden. I think it's an attitude thing too. And so my advice to you is to stick with it and stay positive. This year I met my girlfriend, and I lived in Sweden for 4 or 5 years, and I've had stages where I felt kind of alone, then okay, then kind of alone. And I think that if you kind of try to stay on your path, like a positive path, you'll find your way. It's nice to have buddies you like to work out in gym with, but maybe try to find some more exercise groups or things to try and go from there. But I think you will find people. It just takes time, and I can understand your frustration. I don't know. It's hard to say. I would think that in a lot of places in Europe it could be tough. But Sweden, it was tough. But again, I moved to Sweden. I didn't move to Germany. I didn't move to France. And maybe I would find the same issues there as I did in Sweden, coming there first. So I can sense your frustration in your comment, and I just hope that you can stay on your path and be fine. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. This is on customer service. Toby writes, "You basically said it yourself, but the difference is 2 different societies. In Sweden, we are used to not being bothered on the streets or in shops or any other different scenario. So if we get bombarded as soon as we enter a restaurant, people will not go to the restaurants anymore. If we want them to help us or something, we just can raise our hand, and if we don't, they won't come because they feel it's unnecessary to bother someone if they don't need it." And that does make sense. In Sweden, yeah, they don't want to bother you. I like having people ask me questions every once in a while, like, give you an example of one. And I agree with everything you said 100%, but I just want to say from the American side, at least the restaurant for me, what I like. I like that as soon as my food comes, maybe within a minute or two, the server comes and asks if you need anything else. Because sometimes maybe you need ketchup. You don't have your ketchup. I don't want to necessarily be bothered, but I want someone to come by and check right before my meal is ready to make sure I have everything I need. And I've had great servers do that in Sweden, but that's like the main thing with me when it comes to customer service. It just makes me feel a little bit more special and feel good with my food and stuff that I'm eating. Someone asked here about housing and finding a reasonable price. It always just seems like it's a difficult thing, so I don't know how to go from there. One person asked if that was Milby that I was in midsummer with, and that time it was. I will not say where I live in Sweden, but I'm always around and traveling. But yeah, that's where I happened to be for midsummer, which was kind of cool. Is there any Hendrik asks, is there any good Kenenbula in the USA? And he's talking about like the cinnamon buns. And then Patrick's response was IKEA, which I think was a fantastic response to that question, which kind of made me laugh. So great comment there. Moving through here, yeah, that's a baby shirt that my girlfriend made, and she made the gigantic baby shirt for me, and then a young one or a small one for my nephew, and that was really interesting and cool. And it was fun because I was able to drive my sister's Mustang, and we were in this beach area. And I'm driving her Mustang, and I'm wearing this baby shirt with sunglasses, so it was kind of a funny experience. But I had a really good time. But it was really cute to see. It's nice to see people are saying that it's great, that I'm having a fantastic time. It's been lovely so far. I'm loving it. I just got out of a 5-hour drive right now. A lot of driving, a lot of traveling, but overall it's been fantastic. Next, Paris says, you're pretty much spot on, and this has to go with like just the cultural shock differences I've had. You're pretty much spot on about time, especially if it's official partying thing, like it's a private party. 10 to 15 minutes is okay, but the buses, trains, and subways being late is really annoying, more so if you're changing from one method of transportation to the next. Everything's always on time, and I just meant that you get to a party right on time usually in Sweden, especially a private party. If it starts at 7, you're there like at 7. So we were talking about that kind of differences. If someone's having a party for any kind of thing, maybe a housewarming party, it's important to be there right on time. That's just an interesting thing. I actually like it. I like when things start and end on time, and the longer I stay in Sweden, I don't like when things don't start or end on time. I value everybody else's time. Like if I invite someone to something, I want them to know that I'm going to start on time and end on time because I value their time, and so I love that about Sweden. That part's really cool. Going on next here, Daniel says Kenenbula. I can never say it. Kebab brula. You need to try it. I have tried it, but yeah, and I'm thinking about going to some kebab shops and trying pizza and going there and like reviewing the food. I think that could be a lot of fun. So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to doing. So thank you for the suggestion. Okay, I got a question here at the end here that I like to answer before going. One is, hey, this is from True Persian. He says, hey man, I'm new to your channel and I'm glad that I found it since a lot of videos have been pretty helpful for me. I have 2 questions and I'm just wondering if you can include this in your next Q&A video or answer here, whichever you prefer. And so I will answer this because these both sound like very important questions and I love to be helpful. Number 1, I have been given a job offer in Sweden with me starting the first week of September, and the company, which is relatively a large company, has started the work permit process for me. I'm a U.S. citizen. However, I've checked on migrationsverket.se, and there are a lot more steps for me to complete before I can enter Sweden. There are 8 steps, and I'm still on step 2. How long did it take you to get your work permit and sort it out? I'm really afraid that I might not complete everything by the first week of September, and I want to know what I should expect. Do you think that I will have to ask my employer to push my start date? Here's what I would say. I think everything will work out. I had a weird situation last time with my permit where they said it was going to take much longer, and they basically told me I couldn't leave the country until my process was done. You're coming into Sweden probably for the first time, and so all your visa stuff should probably be okay. And then if you are working in the country and you have a job, and something happens, maybe a month goes by and you're not supposed to be here, I'm sure everything works out as long as you stay within Europe. It'll get sorted out. So let's say it'll take 2 months after you work. I'm pretty sure you're still going to get paid, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be, you just might not have a personal number, which will make it an issue. So hopefully you get it sorted out fast, but you'll be able to get paid, at least I would think. That would work out. So if I was you, I would not stress so much. If your employer is getting the process together, if you're going to have a job, they're not going to be hunting you down right away if not everything goes through the way it is. But I wouldn't fly back to the U.S. after 2 months and go back again if I hadn't got everything sorted out. So it does take a long time. The process can take a long time. But like I said, if you have an employer and you're working on finding a place to live, I wouldn't stress 100% on about it. I would just get here and go with it. Maybe the process sometimes goes faster than what you think. They told me last year that I wasn't going to get my permanent residency until maybe December, and I was like, well, I would like to go home maybe for Christmas. And they said, well, we don't know if you should leave until you get it taken care of. And then I got it about a month later. So I was kind of going through the panic process. So for you, I would focus on getting here. You got the job. Everything's going to work out. Things are going to go okay sometimes. Sometimes things aren't going to go okay. And I can't give you a set answer, but I would just say I wouldn't panic about it. I think that it's going to be okay. And I think people will be willing to help you. And once you're here, you're okay. It would just be traveling outside of here, which might make it difficult. But it should all work out for you, bud. I hope it does. And then the second one is, when I finally do arrive in Sweden, I want to learn Swedish. Do you recommend I roll in SFE? I never took SFE, and I probably should. And I actually signed up to take it. Maybe take a pre-test to take a more advanced course. So I can't recommend that. I did, however, use Babbel.com, and I've used that. And in the links below, I've also put some books on Sweden that I've read. If you want to check out, these are the ones that I have. I have a couple books downstairs, so maybe I'll pull them up and do one where I kind of review them. But on there, I put about 5 that I really liked on Amazon, and of course, I get a commission if you buy it, but I don't think it changes the price. And the cool thing is everybody's a YouTuber. If you do put the links in your description below, if you happen to go on there and check out a Swedish book and then you buy something else on Amazon, I end up getting a small commission off of that, which is really cool. So if you like my YouTube channel and you want to support, it's not like I'm going to have a Patreon or anything like that. I'm not a big YouTuber yet, and I do monetize. But if you want to help me out in a simple way, you could always click on one of my links below, and you could buy anything you want on Amazon within 24 hours, and I always get a small commission off of that. So if you like what I do and you want to support me in that way, awesome. If you just want to keep watching for free, cool. I will continue to do this for free because I absolutely love it. I hope I answered your questions. Thank you for listening to that long tangent there at the end. And if you like what you've seen, appreciate it. Give me a like. If you're new to the channel, would love to have you subscribe to the channel. And I just hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you for going on this journey with me, and I'll see you next one, guys. Take care.